Hello, my name is Yusha Sarwar, and today we're going to talk about how to check and change your oil. In this presentation, we're going to talk about how to check your oil levels, why it's important to check your oil levels. We're going to see a how-to video, and we're also going to talk about how often you should change your oil levels and why it's important to change your oil, how to change your oil, how much does all of this cost, and how much it'd be for a mechanic to do the work for you. Step 1, checking oil. Checking your car's oil is pretty easy. First, you're going to want to make sure you're in a flat ground, the car's not leveled, and you're just simply going to want to pop the hood. Next, you're going to want to look at the dipstick, which is usually in a bright yellow color. If it's not, it should still have the words oil printed on it and will be in a small tube connected towards a crankcase, kind of like a sword in the sheath. You're simply just going to want to pull it out and just clean it off on a rag or anything, and you'll see two lines. The lower line means that's like the very minimum amount of oil you need. If your car doesn't meet that line, or it's below, you're gonna wanna make sure you change your oil and you get some new oil because your car might be out. If it's at that line or above, you're perfectly fine. So if your oil is below the bottom line, you're simply just gonna add oil and then wait a couple minutes, maybe turn the car on for the oil to circulate, and then check again to make sure the levels are nice and safe. Why is it important to check your oil? First of all, engine safety. Oil lubricates, cleans, and cools down your engine, keeps it safe, and stops it from freezing or breaking down, and just keeps your overall engine healthy. It can also help with the lifespan, as having a low amount of oil can stop the engine from lubricating itself, and this can shorten its lifespan and quality, while having optimal oil can make it last longer and more efficient. Here's a how-to video. You can watch it on your own time. Step 2, changing your actual oil. When should you change your oil and why? Every 5,000 to 700 miles, make sure to change your oil because, as most car companies recommend, because it's simply changing your oil out during this time can prevent buildups, because as oil lasts over a long time, deposits can form and it can really mess up your engine. Why is it important to change your oil? Old oil can mess up your engine, as old oil can actually deteriorate over time. This can cause oil to stop lubricating the engine and over time actually transform into a sludge type substance that can clog your engine, and this can be really bad. When you change your oil regularly, it removes things like contaminants, debris, as well as improving its lifespan and just helping its overall performance. Usually when you do an oil change, the materials and tools required will simply be an oil filter, which you can find from most stores, like even Walmart, for about $9 to $50. A drain plug, you're gonna need this, which also should be pretty cheap. They can go up for about $10. And then motor oil, the price will vary depending on the type of motor oil you need for your car. And it's not necessary, but if you need like a oil pan or a bucket, you can find a 5-gallon one at Home Depot, which is like the perfect size. How to change your oil. Step 1, you're gonna wanna make sure to prep your car by just doing simple things like seeing how much oil you need, what type of oil, your engine's replacement, and this can all simply be found in things like the car manual. Next, you're going to want to lift your car with a jack just to where you can fit under and add and get out safely. Next, you definitely want to check under the car for any oil leaks before proceeding, because then you might need a mechanic's help. Step 3, you're going to get under the car and locate the drain plug and make sure you have your oil pump ready, because it is pretty messy. Once you remove the drain plug, let the oil sit around and leak out for about 5 minutes, and make sure you also remove your oil filter. To replace the oil filter, simply just want to lift it off counterclockwise, and a little bit of oil will come out. So you're going to want to make sure it drains completely, and make sure you have your oil gasket with you, as if you don't, the filter won't seal properly. You next just want to put in the new drain plug, but make sure not to tighten it too hard, and the same thing with when you're replacing the oil filter. Make sure that on top of the oil filter, you just add a little bit of oil so that the seal is created properly, and don't make it too tight either. Finally, once your car has its new oil, you're going to want to run for a little bit. Then you want to do a simple oil check, make sure the levels are right, and if they are, simply you're done. And if they aren't, make sure to check with mechanic, as there might be internal leaks or external leaks. How much would it cost to hire a mechanic and let them do it for you? Now, oil changes at mechanics can usually range from about $20 to $100, and you can get them from any places like AutoZone or even Walmart. Now, there are different variations, as some businesses offer additional services with an oil change, like extra checkups, maybe a tire replacement, but these additional services can also add additional costs. These additional costs can lead from the additional services or other major problems with your car that need to be immediately worked on. Here's another how-to video, and this video actually shows you how to change your oil. And finally,
Okay, let's do it.
Thank you for watching.